Hey, I've been from Riverside, California, all the way over to Millsboro, Delaware in 9 days. That's what trucking is. Let me tell you all about it. Well, hello everybody. I'm Steve Sliff. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for visiting. Thank you for supporting all that good stuff. So anyway, I hope everybody is having a wonderful week. I am just checking in. Last time we talked, I was in Las Vegas, Nevada, heading back to Texas, and I went to Texas. Man, I've been all over the place. I went from Riverside, California to Las Vegas to Texas, and I made my way all the way over to Millsboro, Delaware, down to South Carolina, and I'm currently up here in Cleveland, Ohio, getting unloaded at Cisco. I leave here, go to Coshocton, Ohio, take a load to Fort Worth, Texas. I pick up a load in Texas, head to Laredo, and I am going home. But anyway, before I forget, if you would like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you for the support, comments, emails, nasty grams, good grams, attaboys, all that good stuff. But if you would continue to help me grow this channel, that would be much appreciated. And I love interacting with all of you, so it's been quite fun. Keeps me busy on the road. But after Laredo, I go home. It has been 2 months. I've been out 2 months. And if you watched previous videos with the lease program and the class that they had going on, it was hard. I was getting ready to go home, and it would have been hard for me to get home logistically to Corpus Christi, just to get back to Jackson, Mississippi, to get the lease class going. So talked it over with my family. They're like, go for it. This is what you want. So I went to the lease program, and instead of going home right after that, if you go out, you get 2 free weeks of no payment. So you have no truck payment for 2 weeks. So I said, well, I'm going to take advantage of that too, and decided to run for a few weeks. And my daughter graduates next week on the 22nd. So I'm just going to go ahead and head home Saturday. But yeah, it's been a long run. At times it seemed like it took forever, and then at times it seemed like it flew. It just seems what I'm finding out here being on the road. But yeah, I get to go home. Can't wait. Much needed time. I'm going to sit home for 10 days, and I'm not going to stress about that payment. You know what? Because I've banked enough money to go home and not worry about that. So in the lease program, that is one thing. You cannot, go home every week, or you're going to be in the negative quite a bit. But if you run 3 to 4 weeks at a time, build up some money, you don't have to worry about that payment when you go home. So I've got more than enough to cover that week's payment, that I'm not going to stress. I'm going to enjoy my home time, enjoy being with my family, and just having a good old time, and just relax a little bit and do the honeydews. I'm going to have to do the honeydews. We know that. But anyway, so yeah, I will do I'll do a video on at home, I'm sure. But the settlement's coming out. I get my 3rd settlement today. I'm getting some, I'm getting some decent miles. Not over the top impressive, but I'm not stressed out, and they're at least consistent. So I'm running at least 3,000 miles consistently for these last 3 weeks. The first week was a little low. Second week was actually over 3,000, and this week I'm on track for about 3,000. So not bad. I want them 34, 35, 36 all the time. That would be great, but it's just not happening right now. But you know what? They're keeping me going. Like I said, I went from Riverside, California all the way to Delaware. I mean, those are some decent miles. So, it seems like I'm getting one load right after another, and it seems like for the last week I haven't sat as much in between loads. It seems like they've just been hitting pretty good. My delivery, pick up, deliver the next day, or pick up, deliver in 2 days. It's like I'm not sitting and waiting a day to deliver, so really enjoy those type of loads. But anyway, Chesapeake Bay. Went over the Chesapeake Bay for the very first time. Never been over it, never been this far over. Even when I traveled with other business, I never came as far as Delaware. So I went over the Chesapeake Bay, I went under the Chesapeake Bay. It's a large body of water. I never realized how big it was, and it's probably the largest body of water I've ever been over, driven over, or driven under. So, but anyway, check this out. It's pretty cool. We are currently in Annapolis, Maryland, getting ready to go over the Bay Bridge. I've never been over this bridge, so this is a first for me too. I don't usually come this far to the East Coast. But they have me on kind of a round robin. It's kind of interesting. So yeah, that's amazing. I mean, to me, I've never been, like I said, over that or under it. So to me, that's pretty cool. Fascinated. That's what I love about this job, is just all the scenery, all the new things you get to see. And even if I went over that every other day, I wouldn't get sick of that. It's beautiful, and it's quite interesting just to see mammoth structures like that. And I'm one of those that, my mind gets erased. I'm like, how do they build something like that and not be, 2 inches off, connecting it all together? I try to put a baseboard in at home, and I can't even line that up. I'm 2 centimeters off, and you know how it goes. But so stuff like that fascinates me. So, which brings me to my point. I'm not going to go over a settlement today. I will do a separate video. And I'll probably wait till I get a couple more settlements, because the first two, are kind of freebies without the payment and whatnot. But, all I could say is that, I'm making a little bit more than a company driver. The first one I made probably what a company driver would make, but I'm making a few $100 more than a company driver, it seems, which is okay with me. I'd like to get that up and bounce that up a little bit more, but we'll get there. We'll do a separate video all on that, but I just want to touch base on this video to maybe some of the newer people that are coming in, still searching for truck driving, go back and check out my videos on the academy and just starting out. Gives you a lot of good information. As far as KLM goes right now, best decision I made. I'm glad I chose this company. You know, like I said, I had a few that I was looking at and watching videos and trying to bounce back and forth like you are to which one's the best. And by far, super happy with this company. Is everything, you know, rainbows and glitter? No, it's not. But you know what? You just take stuff with a grain of salt, and you know, I'm not being talked down to, I'm not being abused, I'm not, you know, anything like that. It's just, you know, sometimes you got to sit and wait. That's just in trucking. Sometimes you don't want to go where you want, you know, where they're going to send you, but you know, sometimes that's just what you have to do. But overall, you know, the pay's been good, the miles have been decent, even in crappy times, and you know, everybody I come into contact with has just been pretty decent. I haven't had anybody that hasn't been, you know, shitty to me, if you want to say. You know, outside of a couple of receivers, some disgruntled employees that are not happy to be there, but you know what? You just smile at them and love on them, and you just continue to move on your way. But no, everything's been good here. Now, you know, some of the guys, there's a couple videos out there where guys are upset. They just got out of training or sitting. You know, and somebody asked me a question on that. Well, is this really good? And, you know, are things going bad? No, you know, one thing I learned when I first got on my own, I sat a little bit and they didn't run me as much. And I believe it's just, one, they want to take it easy to get you acclimated into the system. But number two, that's the point where you have to prove yourself. Because after about the third week on my own, they really started to get me loads and really started to keep me rolling. But you have to prove yourself. If you know, you started off the gate just eager and you're showing up early, or you're showing up, you know, definitely on time, and you know, you're not sleeping past your 10. If you know, you don't, sometimes you have to because of where you're sitting. But you know, if you just get up and hustle and run and run and run, they're going to definitely things will change, and they'll start taking care of you. And so don't get discouraged at that point, because I had a couple people that are like, oh man, I'm just, you know, I'm sitting, or they saw somebody that posted a video that, oh, I'm sitting right after training and I got on my own, and that's the only reason. You know, like I said, when I first started, I sat there at I went to Dodge City, you know, and I sat there for like 2 days when I first started. Got a load, left there, sat another 2 days, you know, and then I was like, man, did I make a bad decision? And it's like, no, I'm just gonna keep pushing ahead, and I did. And next thing you know, it's just bam, one load after another, and you keep rolling. So hang in there. Kllm, yes, great experience so far. I've been here since I've been here since August. Been on my own since November 1st, and man, time has just flown. I mean, that time has just flown by, and it's been good. Miles have been definitely consistent. Paychecks have been definitely consistent. You know, I'm not gold plating Ferraris or anything in my home, but we definitely are putting money away and saving some money. So again, financially, Kllm, good choice. Even though the pay is down a little bit because of the economy, it's only 5 cents. It's not going to kill anybody, and you can still do great things with that. So keep that in mind. $100 home pay is still an option. It's really good. But anyway, so yeah, if you are new to this channel and just watch those other videos, like I said, gives great information for those that are continue to watch. You know, really appreciate it. But check this out.